You're listening to the ZABE Smart Mortgage Podcast, a podcast show that inspires and educates you about the lending process, what trends we're seeing, how to get the best rate, and so much more. Hosted by Fidel Dorado, team leader for the Fidel Dorado team at ZABE Mortgage Group. Fidel has helped hundreds of people with their mortgages, and now he wants to help you become mortgage smart.
Hey guys, welcome to the ZABE Smart Mortgage Show. My name is Fidel Dorado. Today, episode 1, we're going to talk a little bit about homeownership by design. I have my loan transaction coordinator here, Alondra Mendoza, joining me. Alondra, what are we going to be talking about today?
Hi. So you have been talking about this homeownership by design. Well, Fidel, what is it?
Obviously, this is our first podcast, right? And we have the nerves, we have all that, we're experiencing that kind of stuff, right? So, so please bear with us. I know that, this is something that we're not used to, but we're going to get used to. We're going to learn the whole process and make it fun, hopefully make it valuable for everybody here that's listening to us. And basically, homeownership by design was born several years back for me, right? I've experienced a lot of clients that approach us with asking, what is the mortgage process like? Wanting to know what the whole process, overwhelming process that it is really, what is it like? What do I do? What's my first step? And just the experiences that I've gone through and listening to buyers approach and maybe if they talk to a different lender, and different things like that is just, right now we're experiencing more of the instant gratification, right? We've done that for a very long time. And I think us as lenders, we've done it to ourselves, as far as, okay, we can get you pre-approved now, especially now that you see it on TV a lot more where you hear about the, push button, get mortgage type of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And in a way, yes, we all want to get pre-qualified as fast as possible. We all want to get our home, get into our home as soon as possible and get all our information as soon as possible. But it's a double-edged sword, because there's a lot of information that's out there. There's a lot of different loan programs. There's a lot of different ways to approach the home buying process, right? But something that is sorely lacking in our industry, and it's been so for a very long time, but more so now, I believe, is just the lack of education. The lack of advice, the lack of preparing our clients to make a more educated decision in the home buying process. And so to me, I'm always been big on how can I become better? How can I become more efficient? How can we offer more resources and tools and education? So the idea of homeownership by design came to me as like, okay, well, you're not reacting to something like, oh, I want to buy a house, right? Out of nowhere, you're just not reacting to that. I mean, you're actually thinking about it and it's born in your head. Like, you know what, look, my parents own a home. My friends, family, co-workers, whatever it is. And all of a sudden you get the idea of wanting to buy a home, right? Yeah. And so what do I do? How do I go about it? Who do I go to? Who do I talk to? And it's an overwhelming process, but there has to be a plan in place, right? From the moment the homeownership idea is born in your head, there has to be a plan in place. And partnering up with the right advisor, partnering up with the right realtor, all that plays a part in what I call now homeownership by design. It's a purpose, and the purpose is to build wealth, right? Mm-hmm. Build wealth through the acquisition of real estate, properly managing and understanding your loan, your mortgage loan, basically. So one of the things that I write down and stuff like that, I'm always taking notes, and one of the things that was important to me with homeownership by design was, what does it really mean? And what does it really do, right? And to me, it's the developing or creating of a plan to achieve your purpose for homeownership, right? Mm-hmm. It empowers you and your family to build wealth by properly acquiring, managing and understanding homeownership, right? Instead of reacting, we are gonna deliberately distinguish the vital and remove any obstacles so that the loan process can be smooth and efficient, right? Mm-hmm. But overall, it's really just the education that clients need and making sure that they're properly prepared with all the different options that are available to them. Sometimes, we get focused on just the interest rate, for example. The interest rate, I want to get the best interest rate. Well, sometimes the best interest rate with the wrong strategy is going to cost you thousands of dollars in the long run versus maybe the slightly higher interest rate, but with the right strategy, right, that can save you thousands of dollars. And that's what we do as advisors. That's what we're supposed to do as mortgage loan advisors, is really take the time to uncover your financial fingerprint and make sure that we provide you with all the tools, the resources, so that way you can make a more educated decision. So, I mean, you see it every day, what we do when we go through in our office. What do you see that when clients call and they want to get pre-approved, and what is the main thing that they say, right? That they want to do it fast, right?
Yeah, they want to do it now. They want to do it in the same day. See if they can get an appointment tomorrow, have it done and complete. But are you talking about just a new purchase? Is that your design, or are you talking about the whole thing, refinancing, investment properties?
It's everything from day one. Like I said, from the moment it's born in your head, right? As far as I want to buy a home, well, what do I do? Day two, what do I do? 50 years later, right? When I'm ready to retire, or 60, 40, whatever it may be, what is it that I need to do, right? To make sure that I accomplish my goals. So the first step, of course, like is always, I want to buy a house. What do I do next? Getting pre-approved, searching for a home, actually getting your offer accepted. But things don't change with things don't end with your mortgage advisor the moment you get keys in hand, right? I always tell my clients, something that I always share with them, is that I think that the relationship actually starts at that time. As the market changes, as things in your life evolve, well, so should your mortgage, right? Yeah. And that's what we need to do at the very beginning, is be able to uncover what your goals are, not just your short-term goals, of course, buying the house, but what are your long-term goals? Are you looking to acquire more property? Are you looking to acquire rental homes, a second home, things like that? So having that right advice, having that advisor continuously guide you through the mortgage process, through the life of the loan, through the life of the home ownership, to help you and allow you to build wealth, that's something that takes time, and it takes the right person. I've always likened it to when you say your family doctor, right? Your family doctor knows everything about you. They have your chart, your health history, all that. Family dentist, your financial advisor. Well, that's what we do as a mortgage advisor, knowing your whole history, knowing what your targeted goals are, what you're trying to achieve, and which will allow us to guide you there every step of the way. And again, that's something right now that is sorely lacking in our industry, that I believe that we need to do more of, right, to really help homeowners be a lot smarter. Yeah. ZABE Smart, right? Yeah. So.
Is there anything specific that you encountered that made you come up with that idea?
On a daily basis, I hear it every day. Every day is, I want to buy a house, and I want to buy a house now. And I experienced the mortgage crisis that happened in 2008, right, where 2005, 2006, 2007, where they were doing a lot of these loans that were stated income, no income verification. Everybody was a loan officer. Yeah. Everybody was there offering advice, but were they really offering advice, right? And that's the one thing, is what the difference is between us. We don't just do home loans, right? We prepare, we educate, we advise. And that's what you have to look for in a mortgage loan officer, that's going to give you that kind of those kind of tools. So every day I've encountered that, right? Yeah. I want to get pre-qualified now, and can you just pre-qualify me with just this or with just that? And I think that's where the challenge that we have as loan officers, as lending companies, that we have to overcome. And again, we do it to ourselves in a way, by putting all these commercials out there, billboards, commercials, radio shows, where we make it seem easy, and it's not easy. It's a difficult process. It's an overwhelming process, but it can be easier, and it can be more efficient, as long as we take our time to uncover everything the right way. So but it just takes time. Again, owning a home, it's puzzling. It can be a resource for you, or it can be draining. It can empower you to pay for a college fund, right? Fund your retirement investments. It could help you accumulate other investment properties, so that you can retire more comfortable. And so there's a lot of things that come into play with owning a home that I guess you must have the advice to properly guide you through that whole step. Now, one of the things that, when you do find your home is, you're going to ask yourself, am I doing everything right? And what am I not doing that I should be doing right? And that's where we, as your lender, from day one all the way to day number 50, day number 60, when you get your keys in hand, and all the way to year number 30, year number 40, year number 50, and you're looking at retirement, that you've maximized everything you can to actually build that wealth that you need.
Definitely. Yeah. So if I'm understanding you correctly, the purchasing a home is a big investment. It's usually the biggest investment that a family makes. And it's not something you want to go with on a whim. It's not something you want to do fast, correct? This is something that you need correct planning for. This is something that you want to make sure you take your time with and not just jump into.
That's correct. I mean, that in essence, that's what it is. I mean, 50% of Americans have their wealth tied into their home, right? So essentially, home ownership by design at the very end, what it boils down to be is proper planning, right? Mm-hmm. Being prepared. Be sure that you're making the best decisions for you and your family by planning for the future and getting, the continual advice that you need and guidance on how to navigate the real estate and finances, right? So in a nutshell, that's basically what it is. Being prepared, taking your time, making sure that you understand every step of the way, and that you have the right resources and the right advisor that's going to be guiding you in the right direction to help you accomplish those goals. From the moment, like I mentioned earlier, right? From the moment that the idea of owning a home is born in your head, all the way to the idea of, leaving that legacy, leaving that wealth for not just for you, but for your loved one, for your kids, your grandkids, and things like that. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's basically what it is.
This has been an episode of the ZABE Smart Mortgage Podcast. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, purchasing your next home, or refinancing, being smart about your mortgage options will save you time and money. ZABE Mortgage Group connects you to the technology, resources, and education to make you mortgage smart. From pre-approval to applying to getting approved and managing your loan, visit zabemortgage.com.